Okay, here in part two, we're going to talk about sales and marketing and where there's overlap and what the differences are. Because oftentimes, individuals and sometimes even companies conflate the two. And they are two vastly different skill sets. Marketing, think of marketing as you're at 30,000 feet and you're trying to hit as wide an area as possible to get the word out and to let people know what it is you offer, what it is you do, sometimes even what it is that you can't do. Sales is a little different. Marketing gets people in the door or gets people to show up to your organization. But sales is grappling at that one-on-one level. And that's where closing comes into effect. They need to understand customer-driven sales concepts. They need to understand the 2/3, 1/3 rule. And what that is you let your client speak 2/3 to your 1/3, and they'll give you all the information you need to be able to overcome objectives. And we don't ever say objectives, we say concerns, to overcome any concerns they have at that time. Okay, so what you need is you need both. You need marketing to get your client in the door, and then you need a salesperson that once they cross that threshold, that has all the tools necessary to be able to close that deal. And so both are vital, but they are different. And sometimes people think sales and marketing are the same thing, and they're most definitely not. Now, there are some people that are good at both, and they've mastered both skill sets, and they're effective communicators. But oftentimes, salespeople and marketing have uniquely different skill sets, and it doesn't always overlap. And just because they're effective in one arena doesn't mean that they're going to be necessarily effective or successful in the other arena. Another thing is when you have a good sales team and you have a good marketing team, for all of this to be effective is you have to have an effective leadership team. And that's probably the most critical component out of all of this. And as I've stated in the past, the most effective leaders are the ones that look at a leadership position as first and foremost a position of service. Because if a leader or manager genuinely cares about their people, it resonates. And not to confuse style with substance, because some leaders have a very gruff style, but regardless, if they care about their people, that still resonates and comes through. And so that's probably one of the most critical components to being successful. If you don't have that, it doesn't matter how good your marketing team is or how good your sales team is. And another thing that people often conflate is leadership and management. And those are two distinctly unique skill sets. Now, if you want to be effective as a CEO or a senior executive, it's really ideal that you have both skill sets. But management is about managing logistics. Leadership is about inspiring and motivating. And sometimes you'll have to have two people in key positions. One that knows how to cross all the T's and dot all the I's, but they may not have a charismatic personality and inspire people to movement. And so sometimes you have to have that leader that gets people that can follow them and even during the tough times, go where they need to go. I hope this clarified a little bit. And If you look at the PowerPoint, I'm going to elaborate a lot more in the PowerPoint on some of the other areas I covered. But for the sake of brevity in this presentation, I will conclude with, remember, sales and marketing are two unique skill sets. And if you're going to be a leader, make sure you genuinely care about the well-being of others. Thank you.